In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a Google Cloud OAuth consent screen project for Gmail and configure the correct access scopes. To get started, open Google Chrome and go to the Google Cloud Console. Once you're signed in, create a new project specifically for this setup. Keeping this separate from other projects can make things easier to manage later, especially if you're working with Gmail permissions and want to stay organized. As you create the project, make sure you're inside the correct account and that the new project is selected before moving forward, because the OAuth consent screen settings will be tied to that project. Next, set up the OAuth consent screen. This is the screen users may see when your app requests permission to access Gmail on their behalf. As you go through the setup, fill in the required app details, but be careful not to include any sensitive personal information unless it's actually needed. The main goal here is to create a properly configured app that Google can recognize for authorization. After that, add the exact Gmail scope your app needs. This part is very important because the scope defines what level of access your app is requesting. If your app needs to modify Gmail content, use the Gmail modify scope. If your app only needs permission to send messages, use the Gmail send scope instead. Be precise here and only add the scope that matches your actual use case. Requesting unnecessary permissions can complicate approval and may also create confusion for users when they review what your app is asking to access. Once the correct scope has been added, review the OAuth consent configuration carefully to make sure everything is accurate. Small mistakes at this stage can lead to sign-in issues or authorization errors later, so it's worth taking a moment to double-check the settings before continuing. Finally, make the app usable by either publishing it to production mode or adding your specific test email address to the allowed user list. If the app is still in testing mode, only approved test users will be able to complete the authorization flow. That means if your email address is not on the test user list, access may fail even if everything else is configured correctly. If you're ready for broader use, publishing to production is the next step. If you're still testing, adding the correct test email is usually the faster option. And that's it. Once these settings are in place, your Google Cloud OAuth consent screen project should be ready for Gmail authorization with the exact access level you intended.